Catholic channel Sirius XM 129 presents Sounds from the Spires with Dr. Jennifer Pascual, Music Director of St. Patrick's Cathedral.
Hello and welcome to Sounds from the Spires. This is Dr. Jennifer Pascual and you're listening to the Catholic channel on Sirius XM 129. Today we have a very lovely special guest here in the studio, Dr. Rosa Antonelli. Hi, Rosa.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you? Thank you so much for being here today.
Oh, I thank you. I'm very, very happy to be here.
Oh, it's such a pleasure. I was introduced to Rosa through Cardinal Dolan. He had shared with me her recordings and her DVD a few months ago, I guess. And now through that, I have met Rosa. So I'm very honored to have you. You're a Steinway artist and a wonderful pianist and just a wonderful, lovely person. So thank you for being here.
Thank you very much.
So Rosa comes from Argentina, no?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, I was born in Argentina.
What part?
In Buenos Aires.
Buenos Aires, where the Pope is from.
Yes, he's from Buenos Aires and with Italian ancestors.
Yes, like you.
Like me.
Yes. So is one of your parents Italian, or is it far back in the past where you had Italian ancestors?
No, all. My parents, my entire family. I was the only Argentinian
Really?
in the family.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Yes, my mom was pregnant with me when she traveled to Argentina.
Okay. So, and then you were born in Argentina, and then you came to New York 12 years ago?
12 years ago.
Okay. And you came, of course, to perform.
Yes. I mean, the main reason was I became a Steinway artist.
Yeah.
And then I decided to come and try another country, which I love. And some other reasons, I left Argentina. Personal reasons and social, political reasons.
Right.
Yes.
Do you miss it, though?
I miss my friends.
No.
Yes, I miss. But they come all the time. When I perform, they fly from Buenos Aires and they are with me the whole time.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yes.
And you get to visit, no?
Yes.
Oh, that's great.
Lately, not that often because I have a lot of work here.
Yes.
But when I have the chance, I go. Yes.
Yes. So how do you become a Steinway artist? Did somebody discover you? Did you have to audition? How does that happen?
I was performing and somebody from Steinway approached me and he said, "We love you to join the Steinway family, the roster of Steinway artists." Which is a privilege. And then I was in Argentina when they approached me. And then I said, oh, maybe this is a great opportunity for me to think about living in the United States. And I decided to do it, and I came here. I got a manager. I joined Adelphi University.
Okay.
And I perform a lot when I recorded my first CD in the United States.
Wow.
And then it was a great experience. To learn the language was another challenge.
Did you speak English before you came here?
Very little.
Very little.
Very little. When I perform in Europe, I had always an interpreter. Then for me, it was a big challenge.
Yeah. So you speak English, Spanish, Portuguese? Portuguese and Spanish?
And Spanish.
And
yes.
Italian?
And Italian.
Anything else?
No.
That's a lot. That's very good. So our guest today is Dr. Rosa Antonelli. And your doctor, where did you receive your doctorate?
In music.
And
Yes.
which university?
In Buenos Aires, in the National University.
Okay.
I joined the National Conservatory, the Superior Conservatory of Music. And after the university, where I taught in both of them. And I was the head of the music department, the piano department for 10 years.
Wow.
In both.
That's great. And Rosa is a wonderful, wonderful musician. And the CD that is wonderful, and she's wearing bright red on it on the cover here. Red is her favorite color. Is Remembranza, remembrance of Latin sounds.
Yes.
So is that your specialty, to play works by Latin composers?
I tell you the story. Now, yes. Now, Since 2 years ago, actually 3 years ago, Albany Records,
Mhm.
the label company, asked me to record a CD for them.
Mhm.
And then I asked, what kind of repertoire you like me to record? And they said, let's do something different.
Mhm.
People in New York and in United States love Latino American
Mhm.
music.
Mhm.
Then the president of Albany Records said, would you like to do a whole CD, Argentinian composers?
Ah, uh-huh.
And I said, that will be wonderful because I'm Argentinian.
Yes. Uh-huh.
And then I recorded with them the CD Esperanza,
Uh-huh.
Sounds of Hope.
Uh-huh.
And I did the release at Barnes & Noble
Yes.
when it was in the Lincoln Triangle.
Uh-huh.
And they always ask you there to speak.
Mhm.
And I was terrified
Oh.
because of my accent. And I
Oh.
said, can I just play?
It's a beautiful accent.
Thank you. They said, no, not just play. You had to explain.
Mhm.
Then 99% of the audience were American.
Mhm.
Only few were Latino American.
Okay.
And then I explained all the pieces. Most of them, they were world premiere, which it was a big challenge because I said it's the first time that they will listen to this music.
Mhm.
Turned out that at the end of the recital, Barnes & Noble sold 180 CDs in half hour.
Wow, that's impressive.
The record of selling CDs. Everybody in the audience said to me, whenever you play this music, I will be in your audience.
Oh.
I was crying at the end of that concert because feeling that this music, most of them knew,
Mhm.
could touch the heart of people from another culture.
Yeah.
Was beautiful. And also it was I received emails
Mhm.
for like 2 months that people were touched about the story of why I called the original CD, the first CD with Latino American composers, why I called Esperanza, Sounds of Hope.
Mhm.
And it was because when I chose the title, I tried to think about a name who put all of them together.
Mm.
And the name was, all the Argentinian composers were from European background.
Mhm.
And then when they left Europe, most of them Italian,
Mhm.
they left because the devastation of the World War II.
Right.
But they have, on the other hand, the hope of a new country,
Yeah.
of a new life,
Uh-huh.
no? And then after that CD and after the success, I decided to keep performing exclusively Latino American and
Wow, okay.
composers. That's why the CD Remembranza is remembrance of Latin sounds, because at Carnegie Hall,
Mhm.
after the release of Esperanza, I perform at Carnegie Hall exclusively Latino American composers.
Uh-huh. Yeah, and it's a wonderful recording. It's you're so expressive and it's so musical. It's just very touching.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much. It's just I love every piece in this CD.
You can tell.
And it has a 2 world premiere also.
Mhm. Yeah.
And I enjoy playing them very much.
Well, I enjoy listening to them.
What's your favorite?
Oh, well, there are a few. I like the Imperial of Piazzolla.
Oh,
The
has a lot of power.
yeah.
It's when Piazzolla wrote it, evocating his time in Paris.
Oh, okay.
And he was impressed about all the buildings and all the castles and all the beauty of the architecture in Paris.
Uh-huh. And then the Ernesto Nazareth, the Odeon.
The Odeon.
Yeah, I like that one too. But let's listen to Astor Piazzolla's La Ultima Grella. And that is La Ultima Grela by Astor Piazzolla. And that was performed by our guest today, Dr. Rosa Antonelli, on her CD, Remembranza, Remembrance of Latin Sounds. And this recording is on the Albany label. And I guess this you can get this on Amazon.com. It's Remembranza, Remembranza. Just wonderful, wonderful recording. And we can find out a lot more about Rosa on her website. It's rosa-antonelli.com. It's wonderful. It's got a bright, beautiful red screen with all of her CDs listed, and just a great website, great recording. So this was from your Carnegie Hall concert, right?
Yes.
Yes. And what is the translation of La Ultima Grela?
It means the last feeling, the last memory. Because it was a tango that Piazzolla wrote in honor of a love, a summer love he had. And they had to get apart. And he it's a very sad story. And it was funny because the writer who put the lyrics to this tango is a famous poet in Argentina, and he wrote beautiful lyrics with this tango.
So this was a world premiere of this piece.
Yes.
And how did you discover the piece, and why was it never discovered until you brought it to light?
Bueno, this tango and the tango El Mundo Entre los Dos, which it is another world premiere, it was a very, for me, touching and romantic story, because I was performing at Lincoln Center at Allen Room. And in that time, it was 1 year before Carnegie Hall, I performed Ginastera, the 3 Argentinian dances. And in the audience was the daughter of Alberto Ginastera, which is Georgina Ginastera. I never met her in Buenos Aires. Look at, so strange. And then she flew from Buenos Aires exclusively for my concert. And then after the recital, she said to me, I would love to have a coffee with you in my hotel. Then I went to the hotel, and her friend, Albino Gomez, she wasn't there, but she said, he left something for you. And it was an envelope, and inside the envelope was the music of the tango. And then she said that he was waiting, because he was in the audience also. He was waiting for the right pianist to bring to the world this tango. And I was so touched that I said, I'm going to do it next year in a big hall. Then when Carnegie Hall turned out to be a concert at Carnegie Hall in October, I said, I'm going to play the world premiere tangos. And they came back again for Carnegie Hall concert. They were there. It's a very special story for me.
It's a wonderful story. Yeah.
It's like having gold in your hands.
Yeah, so wonderful playing, beautiful. It's on the CD Remembranza, and they can get this on Amazon.com?
In Amazon, in Archive, in HPP Direct, in many places.
Yeah, wonderful. And Rosa is a fabulous pianist, as you've heard. She also has many students. How many students do you have?
22.
Oh my goodness. How do you juggle all of that?
It's very difficult. I have many international students also. When they come, they stay for 6-8 months, 1 year, yes. And I have regular students like who live here. But the international students, I prepare them for the master or the PhD. And some of them come particularly to specialize in Latino American music.
Really?
Yes.
Ah.
Which I'm very proud.
Sure, of course. You're probably the world expert. So most of your students are serious students who are pursuing degrees, will be pursuing degrees. No beginners?
Some of them, yes.
Really?
When I see a beginner who is really, really passionate about music and that who has a talent and who has, then I love children. I love children. Then I don't say no because they are beginners. No.
Because sometimes I have people ask if they can, if I know someone who gives piano lessons. If I see they're serious, can I let them know about you?
Of course.
Yes,
I love to teach.
I mean, some of the people who've asked have not been so serious, but if I can tell somebody is serious, I don't want to waste your time. But I'll forward them to you.
Oh, thank you so much.
And if you're listening and you are serious about piano and you've been thinking about piano lessons, go onto Rosa's website, rosa-antonelli.com, and you can find out more about Rosa, more about her recordings, and take lessons. You're listening to the Catholic Channel on Sirius XM 129.
The Catholic Channel, Sirius XM 129 presents Sounds from the Spires with Dr. Jennifer Pascual, Music Director of St. Patrick's Cathedral.
And that is Adios Nonino by Astor Piazzolla on the CD Remembranza by our guest today, Dr. Rosa Antonelli. And just tell us a little bit about Adios Nonino. Who are we saying goodbye to?
Oh, Adios Nonino is one of my favorite tangos. He wrote this tango when he was in a tour in Latin America in 1959. And he found out that his father died. And then he flew back to Buenos Aires, and he said, the best thing I can do to honor my father is with a tango. And the tango is called Adios Nonino because Piazzolla was the only child of Italian parents, Italian immigrants. And in Italian, nonno means grandfather. And then he called his father Nonino.
I see.
And when I discovered this tango, which I really, really love, I was surprised because the first let's say 16 measures are very happy and uplifting, and the second part, no. And I said, I want to discover why. And by myself, I said, he is honoring when his father was alive. And then later on, I found that he wrote before, like 5 years before, another tango called Nonino, which was honoring when his father was alive. And then in this tango, Adios Nonino, he has the two memories, the two feelings, no, and I really, really love the tango, really love it.
Yes, it's a wonderful story. And you also connect with it personally.
Yes, yes. I met him and I connect because also I lost my family before coming to New York. This was the other reason. In 8 months, I lost practically all my family. My mom, my grandfather, everybody, my best friend. And then that was, I wanted to have a new life also here.
Yeah. So it was your way to grieve and your way to express yourself.
Yes, and I through the music I feel like I can express myself through the music better than any other way.
Of course. Yeah, that's the life of the musician. One of the things that Rosa has shared with me is a beautiful cover of a magazine or newspaper, Oggi. Those of you from Italy or who are familiar with the Oggi newspaper. Beautiful picture of her, of course, in red. Un tango per il Papa. So I can somewhat translate this. It's in Italian. But what does this say here?
Oh, says Argentinian, means I translate it, right? It says Argentinian by origin, Italian by origin, Argentinian by birth, and American by choice.
Good for you. Yeah. So, did you play for him? Have you met him?
No, I met him when I was in Buenos Aires, but not really personal. No, I mean, because I studied philosophy, and he went sometimes to give seminars to the university. And there are so many coincidences because I live in a town close to San Miguel where he studied philosophy.
Okay.
And once when I moved to the city, I was living 1.5 hours from the city, and there was a big bomb attack in the Jewish building. It was 1994, I think. And I will never forget how Pope Francis spoke to all the world about how he felt about this situation. And it was very close to me because my home was 3 blocks from that place.
Wow.
We were all evacuated. For 2 or 3 days, we couldn't come back home. And he gave this speech so touching, so beautiful. And I never imagined that he was going to be a pope, no?
Yeah.
I'm very proud.
Yeah.
Very proud.
I'm sure you are. I'm sure all of Argentina is very proud.
Even if we were in the same room without introducing,
Yes.
just that made me feel
Yes.
very happy.
Monsignor Bergoglio.
Yes.
Yeah. Have you sung in the cathedral in Buenos Aires?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
A young gentleman by the name of Horacio Badano. Do you know
Oh,
him?
Badano. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
He came to New York to visit for the first time with his father 2 months ago, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And I haven't been able to set up a time with him to be on the radio, but he said the week before he went to Rome, Monsignor or Cardinal Bergoglio, he said he was having a Coke with him, Coca-Cola.
No, he's so simple and so humble.
Yes.
I think that beautiful light he has around him and the simplicity and everything is what allows God to go through him, through his spirit to
Right.
us,
Yes.
to communicate to us.
And how has your faith, how has God inspired your playing?
I always believed in God. Since I was a little girl, he was my best friend. And I kept, my mommy was very religious person. We always pray, we always went to church. And then I always believe that I have a mission, no? And it will be through the music. And then every time I perform, since I was a girl, now I can tell you other things, but I always pray. And I always was impressed about the fact that how can you connect to the piano through the tip of your fingers.
Yes.
And it's an instrument, it's an object. And with your instrument, your body, you connect and you make people feel.
Right.
That was for me like a mystery. And then I said, this is not a mystery, it's God. Because if you want to describe, still nowadays, I am impressed about that.
Right.
And then I said, how can I was always shy, but never shy on the stage. It was my home, my happiness, and always was because I felt that God and the angels are guiding my hands. In the time I am on the stage, I feel it's not me. I mean, I relax, and I feel the only way to get the inspiration is from God.
Sure.
Is just to allow them to come to you and help you. Because if you think the music, the meaning, the communication as something that a responsibility or something more like, I don't say serious, but you feel you don't get the right part, which is the heart of the people, not your heart to another heart.
Right.
This is the way I feel, and it's only through God.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I envy you, though, because I always get scared when I have to perform. When I conduct, not so much, because I feel the spirit that you're talking about. But when I'm at the keyboard, I get nervous still.
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The only way I don't get is when I go to that stage.
Yeah.
Because I say, it's something we don't see.
Right.
No?
Let's listen to more of Rosa's playing. This is Valsa d'Ador by Villalobos.
The Catholic channel Sirius XM 129 presents Sounds from the Spires with Dr. Jennifer Pascual, music director of St. Patrick's Cathedral.
And that is Granada Serenata by Isaac Albanese, excuse me. And it's a serenade.
Yes.
Beautifully played on the CD Remembranza, Remembrance of Latin Sounds. And our guest today, Dr. Rosa Antonelli, is the performer. And you can get this Remembranza CD on Amazon.com or all the usual places you get CDs. And then she has many more CDs, Esperanza. And go to her website, Antonelli.com. And you can find out more about her, see her CDs if you're in the area and you're looking for a serious piano teacher. She teaches and gives lessons, and you can contact her there. And she has a concert at Carnegie Hall coming up in October of next year. So if you go on to her website, you can find out when that will be. And you're also she travels all around the world. She gives performances everywhere. And the only place she hasn't been is China. And she's going there next year?
Yes, I'm going next year to Beijing.
That's exciting.
To perform in the biggest 8 halls there.
Wow. So you've been to Europe, obviously.
Yes.
America, South America, Asia,
yes.
Other places in Asia.
Yes. I perform all over the world.
Yeah.
I have maybe 1,200 concerts.
Oh my goodness. How many concerts a year do you give?
In Europe?
Anywhere.
1,200.
Every year. How many?
Every year. Once a month, or depends, maybe 12, 15, sometimes more, sometimes many more.
That's great. Yeah. So she teaches, she travels around the world, gives concerts. So if you're listening anywhere in the world and you want to have Rosa and you love the music that you hear today, contact Rosa on her website. She'd be happy to perform wherever in the world you are listening. So Rosa-Antonelli.com, and she'll teach you, she'll perform for you anywhere in the world, not just here in New York, but she'll go anywhere. Have you performed in Africa?
Yes.
Oh, really? Where?
Yes. I was performing, it was a tour where I did first Russia, then Romania, then Egypt.
Oh my goodness.
Tel Aviv.
Yeah, that's awesome. Rosa, you've been wonderful. I wish we had more time to talk today because I know there's so much more to learn about you and learn from you. And also, Rosa has a book, Piano, The Spirit of Technique and Interpretation for Teachers and Students, Rosa Antonelli, and you can find that on her website as well, rosa-antonelli.com. Great book. I look forward to reading this because I used to be a pianist. I'm not a pianist anymore, but we should set up a time to have you again on the radio. Maybe next time hear you play live.
Oh, I would love to. Yes. I would love to do it.
We would love to listen. So thank you, Rosa, for being here today and spending time with us to share your music and your passion for piano music.
Thank you. It was really a pleasure to me to be in this program today, and you are fantastic.
Oh, you are fantastic too. We'll finish out by listening to a little bit of Allegro de Concerto in C, Opus 46 of Enrique Granados. Stay tuned next week for more of Sounds from the Spires on the Catholic channel Sirius XM 129. Thank you, Rosa. Thank you, Raven. Thank you, Andrea. Have a great day.
Thank you.